In an Isaiah 5:20 world where evil is good and good is evil, where the sin of being a homosexual or transgender is openly celebrated and even glorified. One of the many signs that we are living in the end times is the epidemic of homosexuality that is sweeping the world today. Jesus said he would return at a time when society parallels the days of Lot, as we read in Luke 17:28 through 30. Likewise, as it was also in the days of Lot, they ate, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they built. But on the day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even so will it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. To find out what parallels our days with the days of Lot, we need to go back to the book of Genesis. Genesis 19:1 through 5. Now the two angels came to Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting in the gate of Sodom. When Lot saw them, he rose to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground, and said, My lords, please turn aside to your servant's house and spend the night and wash your feet. Then you may rise up early and go on your way. They said, No, we will spend the night in the town square. But he pressed them strongly, so they turned aside to him and entered his house. And he made them a feast and baked unleavened bread, and they ate. But before they lay down, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, both young and old, all the people to the last man, surrounded the house. And they called to Lot, Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us, that we may know them. The term know them isn't a friendly handshake and how are you. It is to know them in a sexual way. What parallels our days with the days of Lot is homosexuality.
No wonder the Pentagon hesitated to shoot down that Chinese spy balloon. It was probably too busy scheduling the next equity and gender training session for American service members. Seriously, folks, why are you surprised? Weakness is a consequence of a woke U.S. military. Here's one example. It's a shortened clip from a recent U.S. Army recruitment video. It reveals a lot about the U.S. military's shocking transformation.
It begins in California with a little girl raised by two moms. I also marched for equality. I like to think I've been defending freedom from an early age. When I was 6 years old, one of my moms had an accident that left her paralyzed. But she tapped into my family's pride to get back on her feet, eventually standing at the altar to marry my other mom. And after meeting with an Army recruiter, I found it. A way to prove my inner strength. I'm U.S. Army Corporal Emma Malone Lord, and I answered my calling.
Folks, is this the military's calling? Animated recruitment videos promoting lesbianism and same-sex marriage? In all fairness, this is only the most recent of many U.S. Army recruitment videos, but truly it appears the Pentagon is more concerned about advancing woke ideas, like what pronouns someone is using, rather than recruiting tough, masculine men to defend our nation. Now compare that recruitment clip to this one from China's People's Liberation Army. Remember, this is the same army that just sent that spy balloon unhindered over its sensitive U.S. military bases. Quite the contrast. No wonder U.S. recruitment hit its lowest level since the draft ended in 1973. It was down about 25% for the fiscal year 2022. Many in our culture want young men to become kinder, gentler, and more feminine. But that doesn't work for the military. Most 18 to 20-year-old men would be more likely to sign up if the Army placed greater emphasis on training and equipping troops to overcome the nation's enemies, rather than teaching them to embrace their preferred pronouns and transgenderism. Folks, it's time the Pentagon stopped this nonsense. From our nation's origins in 1789 until 1947, the Defense Department was called the War Department, and for good reason. Its main task is to defend this nation and win wars, period. Our founding fathers never intended our military leaders to be social engineers. So let's get back to advancing the idea of warriors wanted and army strong before it's too late.